I'm going to talk to you about the saga of my math life. Math. M-A-T-H. Math. The saga of my math life. In the 3rd grade, I had a teacher who was retiring. That year, over half the class was held back by choice. They asked their parents to hold them back because we didn't learn anything. That happened to be the year that we were learning really important concepts in math. Simple math, times table, division, decimals, fractions, simple things, right? But no, I wasn't held back. I was passed on. And then began the saga of my math life. The saga continued of my math life. Well, thank God my mom adopted me, during my junior high years, and she even got other people to tutor me. My little cousin from down the street, he was like in the 3rd grade or something. He was helping me with my high school math later. I get to my senior year in high school, and Mr. Combs, the Algebra 2 teacher, kindly, no, it wasn't kind, but as kind as he could be at that time, told me to take a different math class, the limited math class. So I did, because I was flunking his class. I did get a high school diploma, but I did not get my Algebra 2 education. And so it continued. The summer after my senior year, I thought, hey, I need to go to college. So I went to Tulsa Junior College. That was the name of it at the time. Tested out of some classes, tested right in to low-grade math. Had to take a test math class first, then to take Algebra 2. Needless to say, I did not finish. I got married instead. Thought I was finished with this math life. Fast forward quite a few years. I happen to be a single divorced mom. Get this great job at this attorney's office. Start out doing paralegal work. Move my way up to where I'm pretty much a personal assistant for the owner. He realizes my limitations in math and sends me to a few classes. Says, you're smart enough, you can do this. He was right on part of it. I learned part of it. I didn't have to take Algebra 2, but I could do some basic accounting, especially with easy programs like QuickBooks. I think my math saga is over. And that's what I thought, that it was over. But I kept finding myself in this place with math, the same part of the mountain. I kept going around the same part of the mountain. Well, just this last year, Marcy Mary taught on going around the mountain. When you're not going through the mountain, you're not on top of the mountain. You're going around it in the same place because you haven't let the Lord help you conquer that part of the mountain yet. Ooh, was she right? So, after working for the attorney's office and being an elementary janitor where I had no math, working for a convenience store, I got the blessing to work for a meat market that had started a restaurant, and I was a waitress. Simple math, right? Eventually, I was blessed with being able to work in the office of that business, closely with one of the owners, and she taught me so much. Priceless things about math, about taxes, all kinds of things. And I'm thinking now, this mountain's getting moved. It's getting moved. Not so. The mountain was there, and I was receiving gifts to learn how to climb that mountain, drill through parts of it, to overcome that mountain. My pastor and his wife and their family, they are the owners of this business. So I was learning more about my faith and growing in my faith while I was also learning these other tools like math and accounting and things like that. Who knew about the curveball that would come up quickly? And it did. Little did I know, Soon I wouldn't be working at all. I would be at home caring for my aunt. But that was not the end of this Math Saga. That blessed year of not doing any brain work on a computer, just enjoying my family and enjoying my aunt, that was a gift of rest from the Lord. And I can't thank God enough for that. Then it was time to get a job. For me. Again. And just so happened in town, a job came up, and I applied for it, and prayed for it, and God blessed me with it. What was that job? The town treasurer. Don't get me wrong, it didn't start out as the town treasurer. When it was presented, it was an office job. You know, you should know how to work all the office programs on the computer, multi-line phone, all the things that I really was confident in doing. I could do that. I was so confident. And I knew how to do QuickBooks as well. After I was hired, one of the things that they asked was that we apply for one of the positions that was up. One of the positions was treasurer. So I ran for treasurer and was elected. When you run for treasurer for a municipality, you have to take some classes. The very first class that I took was called 101 Ways to Stay Out of Jail. 101 Ways to Stay Out of Jail. Maybe that should have been my first clue that everything good isn't from God. You know, there's a book on that. But I kept going. I kept going, and I stayed confident. And I really concentrated on all the things that they taught in 101 Ways to Stay Out of Jail. And I prayed a lot, a whole lot. Why am I talking about this lifetime of Math Saga? It's been a year since I was blessed with this job. And there's been an audit. An audit that happens every year for every municipality. Today, I got the call from the auditor. See, you gotta understand that this call came after a horrible phone call. Last week, she called and said, hey, one of the reports you turned in July is just not gonna work. And since it's not gonna work, everything's gonna be late, and there's gonna be penalties. Penalties that I get to take to the board and tell them that I am responsible for. Penalties. After I freaked out a little bit on the penalty call, I prayed. And I said, Lord, I can't do this. You know I couldn't do this. You put me here. Lord, I need your help. And within minutes of praying, the Lord showed me something I had missed. Who, me? Missed something? Like that's even possible? Of course it is. So, the Lord showed me something I had missed, and I sent it to her, and she came back with, this'll work. That was a week ago. She told me she'd be calling me. She told me that there would be things that we would need to fix. Today she called and said, I sent you an email. I want you to review this report, the audit. I raced to my email. I read the report. I went through it. Sent her an email and said, hey, this is wrong. There's some things wrong on here that we did fix, that we're doing this and we're doing that. She came back and said, it's ready to go. Everything looks good. You guys are working, but I do recommend you take some more classes. No penalties. Everything's on time. Everything's going to be turned in. God made this possible. He took that third grader who never learned her basics in math, forced her pretty much to learn things she didn't want to learn, but that were good for her, put her with the right people to teach her these things, and caused a miracle. It's a Christmas miracle. Why did I tell you this story? Maybe to help you with your mountain. Maybe you keep finding yourself in the same place, and you're like, this again? I thought I got through this. I've been through this before. 2, 3 times. Well, look at it closely this time. Ask the Lord to help you and listen. He'll get you over that mountain. That mountain, it might be a math mountain. It might be a meth mountain. It might be an alcohol mountain. Who knows? You know. You know the mountain. For me, in this instance, it was a math mountain. And God got me through it. And frankly, it looks as though I'm still gonna be in it. And I'm gonna be taking classes to learn more and more about it. That's okay. I'm learning to just take the ride. Take the ride where God's taken me and really pay attention. I want to thank everyone that prayed for me to get through this. And even if you didn't know what the struggle actually was, now you do. It's like a breath of fresh air. God bless and good night.